Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be reacting to
what us Americans like the most about Europe. Let's see what they like.
I'm Bruce, and together with my wife Liz and daughter, we are a family of 3 from the United States. We have now spent a couple months in different European countries on 3 separate international trips over the past 2 years. Thought I'd make this video to document our thoughts and also for our own future use, and who knows, maybe it's entertaining to someone out there. Quick disclaimer though, these opinions are based solely on our own experiences. As your experiences differ from ours, your opinions will likely vary as well, and that's okay. With that out of the way, keep watching to hear what us Americans like most about our experiences in Europe. And if you watch all the way to the end...
Oh, from the States? We're in the States?
We'll even throw in one dislike. First thing we loved about Europe was the walkability. We love the freedom and adventure of walking to do so many things. We walk to grocery stores, bakeries, shopping, restaurants, parks, and transit stations.
Yeah, I think here in the States, the only place you could possibly do that is probably New York City.
I wouldn't do that in New York City.
I mean, right, okay, for other reasons here, but I think theoretically, like, I think you could go to, like, the city is really, like, everything is kind of there. So I think New York City would be walkable, and like it would have the walkability, but that's like the only place I can think of here in the States that probably has that.
The only thing I can think of is that the dark side of walkability is if it's safe to walk.
Right, well in Europe it is. Here in the States, again, New York City depends, I guess, where you at. In Manhattan, maybe, I don't know.
Stations from our accommodations in each European country we visited. We mainly stayed in large cities, true, but this wasn't only true for big cities. Some less populated areas we stayed in were also very walkable, including Interlaken, Switzerland, and Nîmes, France. Not having to worry about driving, parking tickets, or getting gas is true freedom. Mixed-use zoning really makes a big difference, and we always enjoy it when we can get it.
Mixed-use zoning, is that the reason?
Never thought about it.
Basically, he's saying here in the States, each neighborhood, whatever you want to call it, has a zone. But you industrial, residential, commercial.
Oh.
In Europe, it's mixed use. So whatever you buy the land, you build whatever you want. Here, I guess you have to get a permit to do what you want. And well, if you don't get it, you don't get it. Never thought that was the reason. I kind of thought it's just land. Cities expand outwards.
So people in this area, they can live there too?
Yeah, I mean, that's what you're saying, yeah.
The second thing we liked most about Europe was the bread, and that's really it, just bread. So, if you know, you know. The third thing we liked most about Europe was the...
I mean, the bread is nice, but you can make the bread yourself. That's not something that's so complicated that you exclusive to Europe. I don't know.
Because how I can understand, okay, finding a fresh bakery
to
make hot bread.
Yeah, that is more common in Europe than it is here. But
because when you go to the store, you see like the packaged stuff that's already sitting there. Sometimes they can have fresh, but it's not like a proper bakery store.
Right. No, there's definitely more bakeries in Europe, but
and it seems also not too costly.
Yeah, that I don't know.
Quality of produce. The quality of fruits and vegetables from grocery stores, street markets, and even train stations were on another level than what I'm used to as an American. And this is coming from someone from an agricultural focused area in the Central Valley.
There you go, that's where he's from?
California. In fact, California is the largest producer of agricultural products in the United States. Having that said, the strawberries, peaches, cherries were all on another level compared to ours here in the States.
So Aldi in Germany, okay. We need to do a video, shopping at Aldi in Germany.
And I've picked each of those directly from farms or orchards here too. Are your European farmers using different varieties? What the heck is going on?
Well, yeah, my friend did say that the vegetables, when he came, that the vegetables here are tasteless compared to Europe. And I mean, I definitely notice organic versus non-organic here. Non-organic doesn't have the same taste. Sometimes non-organic is a little tasteless versus organic. So in that sense, I do notice. And I guess in Europe, when you buy it on the street, this is organic. I would assume it is organic, So I think it's that organic versus non-organic difference.
I don't know. In 2023, last year, our 8-month-old baby, who had absolutely 0 teeth, only gums, was eating fruit without any problem at a Bruges, Belgian farmer's market. including the best strawberries my whole family's ever had. And this was apparent in every single European country we visited, not just one. The fourth thing we liked most about Europe was the public transit. It was better in nearly all aspects. It had more modes, included metros, buses.
Well, that's what you're saying. Metros, buses, speed trains, trams, stuff like that. Here we just have some cities have a metro and a bus, some cities just buses, or they who have a metro, very limited where they go,
Speed trains, trams, and more. They had more diverse range of people using them as well, not just immensely unstable like here in America. Alright, that's a little bit of a joke, but if you've used public transit in the SF area, you know what I'm talking about. One of the biggest surprises was also the free...
Yeah, here it's kind of like a low income thing if you use public transport. And in Europe, not so much. I feel like especially...
I disagree.
What?
Because a lot of the times, people who are working in the offices, in downtown, they take the train. They don't bring their cars. They use public transportation. They'll live in a completely residential area, in West Palm Beach, Boca Raton, those nice areas, to go all the way to Miami to downtown, and they take the train.
Okay.
I think.
Well, I'm talking more so about the bus, inner city bus in Miami. I feel like those are
I think you can't really tell.
Okay.
Frequency. There were many cities that had trains on the same line, same direction, going every 4, 5, 6 minutes. Paris, Frankfurt, Berlin, Amsterdam, Munich, nearly all the large cities we've stayed in seemed like that, or were like that. Then there were the speed trains. These were life-changing. To be going 300 kilometers per hour, which is 200 miles per hour in freedom units, through the countries, while being waited on, drinking cold beers, Liz drinking her hot lattes, enjoying free...
No, we don't have high-speed trains. They're building them though, but we don't have them.
We have a bright.
It's not high-speed. It's not considered high-speed. There's the variances in speed. I don't think we have high-speed in the States yet, but they are building them.
Because I only think of when I think of high-speed, I think limited stops, so they're going to...
No, high-speed refers to the maximum speed the train goes at. It's 300 kilometers an hour, 200 miles an hour. Our trains don't go at that speed.
Free Wi-Fi, or included Wi-Fi.
I think the fastest trains are in Japan. Japan, that ultra high, the motherfuckers go.
Not having to drive, but just
I saw the map on Reddit about the high-speed trains, and this a couple of weeks ago too. They are building them though. So we'll get
beautiful scenery whiz by. Now that is life. Seriously, one of the best things Europe has over America. We absolutely love the high-speed trains. I've driven countless high-stress freeway hours between Sacramento and the Bay Area, down to Fresno, in traffic, narrowly avoiding accidents, all because it's the easiest and most convenient option we have here. America, please. The fifth thing we liked most about Europe was the safety. So I get it, this one is probably the most personal on the list, but we were living in San Francisco for 2 of the Europe trips, and coming back to SF from Switzerland, as well, let's just say not fair to SF. Violent crime is roughly 5 times more likely to occur in America versus places like Germany and Switzerland, and we definitely felt that. We encountered stores that didn't lock up their products at night, which is absolutely mind-blowing to us.
Mind-blowing.
The sixth thing we liked most about Europe was the history. Sitting outside, enjoying a meal and a drink in an old city square where there's direct 2,000-year-old lineage of political, social, and commercial gatherings is nuts. As a born and raised Californian, I think anything from the 1800s is crazy old. Wow, that building's from 1890? Whew, that's old. We enjoyed marveling at old architecture and churches like the Sainte-Chapelle in Paris.
Oh,
we had a blast exploring a 2,000-year-old Roman Colosseum in southern France.
Oh, they did a lot of traveling.
And cool little things like
they've been to a lot of countries, it seems, because he got the little notes and a location in the corner. There's a lot of countries they visited.
At the place of the first sidewalk. As a big fan of history, I just can't get enough when we're in Europe. The seventh thing I liked most about Europe was the Nutri-Scores on food labels. This really needs to come to America. It would help so much.
There's an app.
Go ahead, finish.
There's this app I use, and you can scan the barcode of the product, and it'll tell you from from 100 to 0 where it ranks and why it's not good and why it's good.
Yeah, here our labeling is better in the States here than the Europe. Europe doesn't have the label that we do with all the nutrition info.
In the back?
Yeah, they don't have it.
Really?
So yeah, they write it in small letters. You have to read. No, ours is way better.
Many people be even a little bit healthier. Not a lot of people take their time to read the ingredients and make healthy choices. So I think a small change like this would help a lot. And as most people know,
America, they do it like this, so they just tell you A, B, C, D, E.
Right,
F.
but if you want to read the nutritional breakdown, like how much potassium, how much sodium, like they don't have that. Like it's basically it's not that they don't have it all the time. Like it's not like a requirement like it is here. So some products might have it, some might not.
What's interesting is they don't seem to need it because the people are not fat to know to count how many.
Right,
calories.
if they don't need it, they don't need it. But
Yeah.
you know, for here we have it. I like ours better.
America is dealing with a major obesity epidemic where nearly half.
I mean, he's basically saying to dumb it down for people who are not into it, to kind of just like
What do you mean?
who like not into nutrition,
Oh.
who like don't know the ins and outs of nutrition. So for them, I mean, I get it. Just see, it's good, you know, you take it. So I guess in that sense, but for those who are into nutrition, they provide way more info on the labels here.
Of U.S. adults are obese these days. Well, I hope America gets their act together and does Nutri-Scores, but I assume the big snack industry lobbies probably aren't going to allow that, sadly. The eighth thing we liked most about Europe was the lack of sprawl. I didn't really notice this one until our Germany trip earlier this year, in May of 2024. In America, you generally drive out of a big city and you drive through a few suburbs, and then you kind of get to a small town, and then you get to some greenery, some farmland, parks, etc. In Germany, when you leave metropolitan areas, I feel like you just leave a very dense area, then it's lush forest and foliage, like you're in the mountains of California, or there's farms right next to 3-4 story buildings. It just goes from dense city to very rural areas. No single family home tracks for miles and
too
miles.
much overdevelopment.
Right. Yeah, because they don't have a lot of European countries have like either zero population growth or negative too. So then you don't need more places for people to live. You don't build. You know, now here population is not growing too rapidly either. So you know maybe they'll slow down a little bit.
But there's a housing shortage, and there's encouragement for developers to build,
and that's when you build,
affordable units.
Yeah, so that's why you build. You know, when the population keeps increasing, you have to build. There's no really other options.
Opposite of America. We heard farmers just can't sell to property developers like what happens here in the States. I'm not sure if that's true, but either way, we loved how much land wasn't bulldozed for urban sprawl and was just green and open and looked so inviting and beautiful. So props to Europe. Alright, so those were the 8 things we liked most about Europe as Americans, and we want to know what you guys think. Do you agree, disagree? Let us know in the comments what you think. So thank you for sticking.
So where's the one dislike? He says he's going to
along to the end. Here's one thing we didn't like about Europe. We didn't like smokers, especially people smoking while eating. This was a huge...
Yeah, we saw this yesterday in the French reaction. And yeah, it's definitely there.
Culture shock to us as Americans, where not many people smoke, but definitely you wouldn't smoke at a table at a restaurant. I'd be
Here it's like
very
rare to meet someone who smokes.
Yeah,
Cigarettes
super rare.
Rude here.
I don't remember last time I saw somebody smoke. I couldn't tell you when the last time I saw.
I didn't want to eat cigarette with our meals, but many times we had to. And it wasn't just in Paris. It happened in Munich, Spain, Austria as well. I really think a cigarette came with some breakfast combos there at cafes. The smoking was a major downer, but we took it.
Well, okay, but to be fair though, guys, that's your problem. Y'all ate outside. Go inside.
But wait, what do you do in the street? They say they
go inside.
But they were eating there already, and then someone comes to smoke?
Either that or like you can smoke, like in Europe you can smoke outside.
To me it's weird if I'm here already and you come with a cigarette. I'm like,
right, but if it's legal, it's legal. What can you do about it? Like just go inside. I'm pretty sure inside is illegal to smoke, so they're not gonna because every picture they take is outside though.
In Vegas is legal to
in Vegas that was so fucking weird. Yeah, that was
was so interesting.
That was awful.
They still wanted the outdoor vibes, so we just had to gut it out and get secondhand smoked on.
You made a choice. You wanted the
Wow.
vibes, you got the vibes.
Yeah, but
That's the outdoor
I
vibes,
feel
is
bad when
smoke.
there's a baby and his wife is pregnant. That's
I mean,
the
right, but
bad.
then make a correct choice.
You take the good with the bad, right? Alright, you made it to the end, and I appreciate that. I hope you
But interesting enough is like, okay, I wonder what's
Enjoy
the
it here.
lifespan like in Europe, if the quality of life attributes to a longer lifespan, because
You
then
have to probably compare country by country. I don't know if there's Europe versus the States. It's probably most accurate country by country. But some European countries definitely longer than here.
because then I imagine, okay, then cigarette smoking is not so like awful.
I don't know. My
Because,
late grandfather smoked lip till he's 90s. I don't know
Yeah,
what to.
yeah.
I don't know what.
That's interesting.
What can I say? I mean, this, you know.
Definitely doesn't help, but I don't think it should be like the one thing that's okay, that's gonna take you out, like kill you.
I don't know. It does cause lung cancer, but not
Yeah.
everybody gets it.
That's interesting.
I don't know. Yeah.
Guys,
Go ahead.
Guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord. And as always, share as much kindness as possible.